Hey you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I am here with our weekly video and tip on creating an indoor space that truly supports your health and wellness. So when I first began learning about building biology and learning about how many toxins are in our home and how they're affecting our body, one of the huge reasons it attracted my attention was the fact that there were several studies that linked our mental health and wellness to the toxins in our home and a healthy living space. And over time, there have actually been more and more studies done. And so that is the focus of this week's blog post. Now, obviously, you guys know I am no practitioner in the medical world. I am actually just a home inspector. I'm a building biology practitioner, but that means that I study the health of homes. I don't necessarily study the health of individuals and know every single thing there is to know about our own health and wellness. I just know how to support it with our homes. So everything that you're going to get in this week's video and blog post is simply me sharing a study that supports what a healthy home does for our bodies and specifically our mental health and wellness. So with that being said, I'm going to take you through some slides that break down this week's post in about 10 to 15 minutes, and I have the link for the post at the bottom of the video description if you would like to look at the studies or you would just like to go through it a little bit slower. Otherwise, let's get going. So a healthy home is really not just a house with fewer toxins, but I really think that it's a space to feel safe inside. It's a refuge from the exterior world and a place that you can invite others into. And ultimately, we want a home that really supports our physical health and our mental health. A true healthy home, in my opinion, is one that encourages wellness instead of burdening it down. But while we're taught how to eat healthy and reminded to keep moving our body and to get enough sleep, which are all great healthy habits, many of us haven't been taught the basics of a truly healthy home. When you purchase a home, no one walks you through the house and tells you how to reduce toxins inside or how to make your house into a healthy home. These things only come if we seek out information and help. And it's not necessarily common knowledge that many home toxins are harming our health. So instead, many homeowners start uncovering this information after there's been a serious illness in their family or their home. And many of us aren't looking to create a healthy home for prevention, but more to heal an issue that has already arisen. And the health issues that show up range from cancer to allergies that families want to heal from. One of the bigger and not as well-known problems that we've seen come out of an unhealthy house are negative effects on mental health and wellness, in addition to the physical health. So whether you want to heal or you want to prevent illness, today's video is going to help you understand the toxins in your home and then their connection to mental health and wellness. So just a little word of warning beforehand. If toxins are a trigger for your anxiety, I feel like I really need to say this before jumping in, that this may not be the video for you to watch. I never want to share information that causes a downward spiral, but I do want to share information in hopes that we can understand our homes more. So if you feel compelled to watch on, remember that no one has a toxin-free home. There is just no way to do it and live within a modern society. So that being said, we can all make small changes to support our own physical health and mental health. These small changes are what I 100% support and teach. You can only focus on the things you have control over. The things that are easy to change are where you should start. And if you are ready to jump in and work through a step-by-step plan to create a healthy home, you can also sign up for my Healthy Home Blueprint course. Here, I have the link in the blog post this week, which will be opening soon and I'm very excited about. Otherwise, I encourage you to go through this healthy house journey without panic or fear. They're just as toxic to your body as some of the toxins that you're going to be removing. So we're just going to jump right in here and talk about the specific toxins that are contributing to mental health issues. So what has been found most recently is that there are some really big toxins in our homes that are not only affecting our physical bodies, but also, again, our mental health. So the list that we're going to talk about are toxins that have been shown to alter the brain in ways that set depression and other mental health issues in motion. They're like a catalyst for some of these problems. It's also important to remember that some of these toxins are prevalent not only in our homes, but in the products that we buy for ourselves and our homes, as well as in the food we eat. So toxin removal must be approached from all three angles to truly eliminate toxic and dangerous exposure. Pesticides have been found in our food, in our house dust, and on our shoes. It's a toxin that's beginning to get a lot of press because we're being exposed constantly. Studies have shown an association between pesticide exposure and depressive symptoms that can last well beyond the initial exposure to pesticides itself. So the study also shows long-term effects on mood, even when pesticides have been removed from the environment. Metals such as lead, mercury, and arsenic can potentially be in home materials. Generally, these are found in older homes, but we're finding more and more new products that contain trace amounts of these metals or cadmium as a dyeing agent. Heavy metals have been linked to anxiety as well as depression. The heavy metals quickly build up in the bloodstream and can cause a disruption of the brain chemistry, leading to these mental health issues, as well as significantly weakening the immune system. So aluminum is another heavy metal that negatively affects mental health and can cause increased anxiety, depression, agitation, mood changes, and personality changes over time. Aluminum is more of a heavy metal that we find in home products like our pots and pans. It's also in cosmetics, in kitchen products, but it still should be avoided. Often something you bring into your home in the form of a cleaner, paints, stains, waxes, and polishes, solvents are in them and have health complications from not only high dose exposures, but also low level chronic exposures too. Solvents have been linked to depression, anxiety, psychosis, sleep disturbances, and irritability, even with that low level exposure. Carbon monoxide, which is from any gas appliance in your home, such as a stove, a furnace, a dryer, a water heater, a gas fireplace, can build up in your home if the appliances are not vented correctly. It can also come from a pilot light that stays lit even when the appliance is not in use. Carbon monoxide is not only deadly, but even in low constant exposures, it has been shown to cause paranoia, mood changes, irritability, depression, and anxiety. And finally, vinyl chloride. It's the base for PVC products and plastics. It can be found all over our homes in plumbing pipes, flooring, windows, toys, shower curtains, and even some textiles. Most of us are exposed at low levels of PVC toxins in our homes, and children appear to be affected at a much greater level to PVC exposure than adults. Studies show that even low-grade chronic exposure to polyvinyl chloride has been linked to nervousness, depression, and insomnia. So the toxins that I mentioned in the previous slides are toxins that end up impairing the brain in some way or disrupting a system in the body that affects the normal state of the brain, and we're going to talk about those now. So the first thing they do, when blood flow to the brain is reduced, it has been associated with depression, bipolar disorder, and ADD and ADHD. It's also the #1 predictor that a person will develop Alzheimer's in the future, and that's from that reduced cerebral flow. When the endocrine system is disrupted, it means that the body is not producing the correct amount of hormones that is needed given the individual's needs. Once the hormone production is interfered with, it can cause serious imbalances in the body, which can increase the risk of panic attacks, anxiety, and depression. And when the immune system is out of whack, it increases the risk of developing an autoimmune disorder, as well as leaves the body susceptible to illness overall. Anxiety and depression are also two mental health issues that have been linked to an impaired immune system. The gut is a place that dictates so many of our other systems and their health, and we're finding this more and more as new studies come out. Disruption of the gut and microbiome can result in leaky gut, which has also been known to coincide with ADD, ADHD, and anxiety disorders. And then finally, toxins have the potential to damage the DNA in our bodies, which will accelerate the aging of the brain. Once this acceleration of aging occurs in the brain, it can lead to irritability, temper, and irrational behavior, anxiety, as well as memory loss. So while all of this can feel very heavy and it's some troubling information, there's actually a lot that you can do at home to limit the exposure of toxins in your healthy home and your safe space. So first, do your best. Avoid toxins wherever you can. Cleaning products, beauty products, food. Be sure you know what's coming into your house, and then don't stress about things you're unable to change. If you think that someday you may be able to change out flooring or another toxic area of your home, go for it. If you can't, just focus on what you have control over right now. And remember that no home is free from toxins. Give yourself some grace and remember that no one has a toxin-free home. There is not one space that is completely free from toxins. Being aware of toxins in your home is half the battle. And chances are, if you're aware of the toxins, you're doing a great job of reducing them wherever you can. And one of the best ways to reduce the toxins in your healthy home is by improving the air exchanges. This can be done through simply opening up windows and letting fresh air inside. You can also take advantage of mechanical ventilation to get air circulating and sent outside. It is your biggest tool as a homeowner, and many of us forget to use it. I have a free workbook download called Toxin Free Home. It is full of practical and low-cost ideas to help you get fresh air into your home and reduce toxins inside. I have that linked in this week's blog post for you guys. If you're really concerned about your home space and your health because of potential heavy metals, it really doesn't hurt to have yourself or your home tested. Oftentimes, doctors and especially pediatricians can do simple blood tests that check for heavy metals like lead, mercury, and other highly toxic metals. You can also have a test done inside your home to determine if metals are in your water or inside your home. I always think it's best to just start with that simple blood test, as it's often not very expensive or covered by insurance. If it's positive for heavy metals, then you can move on to check your home if that's a concern. And wherever you can avoid harsh chemicals or solvents, say in paints, wood stain, glues, by all means do it. It's a simple way to avoid so many toxins in your home, and all it takes is a little bit of research and knowledge before you buy a product. I have a toxin-free building materials list that you can utilize to learn all about products for your home that land in this home improvement space. Toxins in our home are unfortunately creating health issues that range from physical to mental health problems, but the good news is, by creating a healthy home space, you can actively reduce the risk of these issues and instead support your body's health and wellness. So I think these studies really show just how important the environment inside our home is to not only our physical health, but our mental health and wellness, especially our children's health and wellness. I hope that you were able to take at least one tiny thing away from this week's video that you can apply in your own home. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back again next week with another healthy house tip on creating an indoor space that truly supports your health and wellness.